Hello, hello. Welcome to this special edition of Dad Games. Super excited to get to play Detective Pikachu with y'all. I have been looking forward to this game for a minute, and I'm super excited. Hold on, I gotta turn it up. There we go. Gotta turn up the volume for this one. I'm super excited to get to play this game. Welcome, Just Devin. Good morning. Yeah, Solving Morty. This game is the bomb. I know you've been playing it like crazy. You guys are gonna get to see my rare opportunity. You guys are gonna get to see my live reaction to this game because I have yet to touch it. So yeah, rare opportunity for that. I am super excited to get to do this. Let's get started with some Detective Pikachu Return. Did you play the first one on 3DS? I did not. I never touched. I wanted to, and I never got around to it. So this is my first Detective Pikachu ever, and I'm excited. We'll see what happens. I would like to play the game in English. Apply the following. Yes. Oh my God, you can have Japanese voices. Love it. All right, let's go with English now. Apply. Yep. This game saves automatically. Do not turn off your Nintendo Switch. I want to play the first one now. We have our 3DSs, so you can play the first one. Story jump mode. What does that mean? What's in our settings? All right, you guys let me know if this is too loud. Fast forward dialogue, text auto advance, high speed movement, correct selection. Okay. Display language. Oh, okay. And voice language. All right, cool. So it looks like you can change whatever it is. Me neither. We have the giant amiibo though. Well, obviously, why not have a giant Detective Pikachu amiibo? That sounds awesome. So for those of us who have never done like this was I try not to talk
Pikachu,
too much during cutscenes.
and I'm what you might call a great detective.
You are adorable. Hold on. Sip with Pikachu.
With my bolts of brilliance, I've solved many mysteries.
Get it, Pikachu.
My partner
Humble brag.
Harry and I ran into some trouble on a case. Harry suddenly disappeared, and I'd lost all my memories. After that, I was wandering the city when I ran into Tim. Somehow, he could understand what I was saying. Our goals were one and the same. Find Detective Harry, because my missing partner just so happened to be Tim's dad. While we were searching for Harry, we uncovered a series of crimes involving R, a chemical that drove Pokemon berserk. Tim and I managed to solve the case and save Rhyme City. And yet... Harry was still missing. Even now, the two of us are still searching for him.
So was the movie pretty faithful to the first game? Now I'm curious. I've never played the first game, so I didn't know.
Harry, just where the heck did you go?
The Pikachu's voice still just catches me off guard every time.
And so, to promote an even stronger bond between the people and Pokemon of Rhyme City, I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week.
Yay!
To commemorate
Pokemon are
this event,
friends.
we present this award to Tim Goodman and Pikachu, who saved...
Harry!
We saw the movie and thought it was pretty good. I loved the movie. The movie was fantastic. The movie was kind of exactly what I wanted a live-action Pokemon movie to be. So
that's a sign I better wrap this
it wasn't bad at all. Wearing his iconic red hoodie.
Picked a worse time to doze off.
Sorry.
Now then, due to the R incident of 2 years ago, some of our citizens began to doubt Rhyme City's motto, coexistence with Pokemon. So to those of you who were affected, I offer you my deepest sympathies.
I love this mayor, Howard Myers, mayor of Rhyme City. I love the mayor.
What's
Mayor's
that?
awesome. That's a Corviknight. Slices through the sky on metal wings.
Coming this way!
Corviknight uses Gust.
Everyone, get inside right away!
What the heck is going on?
Could it be? Or?
R? Don't think so. Its behavior's different.
Looks a
It's
very
all
angry
right.
Corviknight.
Just calm down.
Oh, they're not like Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Lousy Corviknight! It just made off with my signature hat!
Not the signature
My
hat.
dad gave you that hat.
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta get it back.
that actually just became kind of sad. You know how important that hat is to me, and Corviknight just flew off with it. What a mess. Let's go get it back. What's this? A journal. Hey, Tim, over here. I don't know why Pikachu's voice just makes me imagine someone who's been smoking for
Look,
32 years.
This must be the notebook the mayor dropped. Oh, there's something inside. A family photo? This girl looks
Aw.
familiar. Oh, she's the one who didn't look too happy during the mayor's speech.
That's my classmate, Rachel. She knows a lot about Pokemon.
I don't know why I read that as
Whoa,
Rochelle.
Time out. You know her? Why am I just now learning this?
Because it wasn't relevant. We should return this notebook to Mayor Myers. Yeah, but first, we gotta deal with Corviknight. All right, let's do this, Pikachu. Right, let's go, Pikachu. That's funny. All right. Now what do we do? That's... Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Not the Pidove! Not the Pidove! Pidove? Pidove?
Oh,
Pidove? Pidove? Don't touch it. Moving this Pokemon could injure it. What happened to Pidove? Pidove. 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 Pidove? I don't know how to say it. Well, I'm at a loss. Nothing we've tried so far is working. Hey, can you hear me? You, cut your Pikachu's Pika Pika chatter and evacuate the area. Wow, what a jerk. Will Butler, Chief of the Pokemon Protection Bureau. His shirt is way too small for him. I say Pidove. Pidove. Pidove or Pidove? Oh my god. I don't know. They both sound right. They both sound right to me. Pidove, Pidove. I need to track down Corviknight. You know, it's one of those that I've seen 100 times, but I've never said out loud to anybody else until just now, and now I doubt everything I've ever thought of saying the name. I need to track down Corviknight and get this area evacuated, but I can't just leave this Pidove here. Hey, what happened? Calm down, Pikachu. To everyone else, you're just saying Pika Pika. I'm the only one who understands what you're saying. Pidove is probably right. I don't know. They both sound good though. Pidove, Pidove. They both sound right. I don't know. All right, sorry, I got a little worked up saying Pidove in such a bad shape. Okay, it's on you to ask the big guy what went down. Excuse me, what happened here? Oh, you're the young detective. Yes, I'm Tim Goodman, and this is my partner Pikachu. Will Butler, Pokemon Protection Bureau, and this Audino is with the police department's rescue squad. Audino! I'll spare you the diesels right now. We need to help this Pidove. All the wind Corviknight whipped up blew it around and knocked it out. Audino used a move to help Pidove recover, but it still hasn't woken up. Audino. Sad Audino. Chief, no civilian injuries to report at this time. That looks like a very young police officer. Oh my goodness. Copy that, great work. And I really should get back to leading the evacuation, but I can't just leave Pidove here unconscious. You ought to clear out of here too, young detective. Mr. Butler. Let us help you take care of Pidove. We'll find a way to wake it up. Oh my god, that just got intense. Yeah, let a couple of great detectives handle this. You? This is an emergency situation, one that requires my full attention. Maybe I should let you help. He's having a crisis right now. All right, I'll leave waking up this P-Dove to you. I'm counting on you, young detective. Yes, sir. Let's go, Pikachu. Okay. Cuckoo. Coo. Hey, why don't we talk to those other P-Dove? Sure, let's give it a shot. Hey, now we get to talk to the P-Dove. Hold on. Hang in there, P-Dove. All right. Here, eat. Let's talk to the birds. Hold on a sec, Tim. Before we talk to these guys, there's something I need to tell you. Yeah? What is it? Cases don't just pop up when it's convenient for us. I don't gotta tell you that, right? Right. And it's been a good long while since our last case. Well, that's true. So let's hit pause and jog our memories on how we go about investigating a case. We'll do this one by the book. What book? If you say so. Tim, this is our first investigation in a long time. Fortunately, P-Duff's injuries are already healed. All we gotta do is find a way to wake it up. Some might call it coincidence, but me, I call it an opportunity for a detective work to tort. That's funny. Perfect, right? That's actually kind of funny. It's the game kind of playing on itself. I suppose let's refresh our memory and make sure we conduct a full investigation. You get a book. Okay, got it. First, let's quickly go over how we investigate. I talk to the Pokemon, and I talk to the people. Together, the two of us will gather evidence and take testimonies from people and Pokemon and piece them all together to solve the case. Yep, that's how we do it. I love that Tim's just like, yeah, I know. Okay, this round of question is all yours, Pikachu. Here I go. Oh my God, he's so aggressive. Hey, P-Dove, can I talk to you? I'm guessing you're pals with that unconscious P-Dove. Mind if I ask you a couple questions? Cool. It says their friend's taking a nap and won't wake up. So it thinks that unconscious P-Dove is just sleeping? Cuckoo. You really love the smell of, wait, huh? What's that got to do with anything? Nice. Strong aroma makes the sleepy time go away. That's what it's saying. You think these P-Dove would be more concerned about their unconscious friend instead of chirping about some smell? Wow, you are a terrible detective. I'm gathering there's a certain aroma that P-Dove are really into. Guess that's all we're gonna get. Maybe we should question some of the other P-Dove around here. Guys, he just told you the answer. Detective Pikachu, how are you smart? That's a very easy get the smell and it'll wake it up. He just said it makes the sleepy time go away. Wow. If you get stuck during your see the light bulb, you can press left to consult Pikachu and get a hint. I have to get the hint. I'm a little curious about what that P-Dove was saying. Yeah, its friend is unconscious, but all it wanted to do was talk about an aroma likes. Nice strong aroma makes the sleepy times go away. It's right there, Pikachu. You're the worst detective. Jesus. That's all I could get out of it. Aroma, sleepy times go away. Wait, what if it was talking about using some kind of scent? Wow. Mind blowing. Oh God. That's it, Tim. If we can find the strong aroma those P-Dove were chirping about, maybe it'll wake up their unconscious. You think? You think? Are you sure about that? That's what I'm thinking. It's worth a shot. But are we going to find a scent like that? There might be some Pokemon who have evacuated. Maybe we can ask them. That reminds me. Listen up, Tim. If you're having trouble during an investigation, you can call out to me anytime. I can give you advice. Of course, you can also just mull things over on your own. But if you get stuck, it might be a good idea to take a break or retrace your step. That's important too. All right. Zeal during gameplay to reread recent older comment eventually, so be careful not to forget what was said. You can press the plus button to open the sub menu. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Oh my, you're gonna love the rest of this game. I'm not saying I don't love it. I'm just saying like, oh my God, the answer is right there. Please be careful. Oh my God, that thing is huge. Is that the actual size of Exatu? Oh my God.
No.
Stares into the great beyond. Is that the actual size? That thing is huge. I can never tell what it's staring at or what it might be thinking, but that's the sort of Pokemon who's probably got all kinds of incredible knowledge. I don't know about that. Let's try asking if it knows anything about how to wake Pidove. Way ahead of you. Hey, Exatu. How do you say this one? Exatu? Zatu? God, I'm gonna butcher these names. Oh yeah, plus that and lots of my sense of humor. Perfect. Exatu? Zatu. Jatu. No, that's not right. How do you say this Pokemon? Can you hear me? Again, another Pokemon I don't really have never had to say out loud. Exatu. It's not saying anything. I wonder what's wrong. Saturday. Zatu. Oh, it wants peace and quiet while it's sunbathing. It's awfully calm given all the commotion going on. Maybe we should try asking someone else. All right, well, Exatu was not helpful at all. Ooh, a Magnemite. Look, something simple. I can say Magnemite. It auto-corrected me. Oh, that makes more sense. I can say Magnemite, no problem. A little jolt from Magnemite here might be just what Pidove. Yeah, you can't use your moves, so you'd have to ask Magnemite to do the jolting for you. Let's not go there. You know I'd use my moves if I could. Mag. Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is. We've got a Pidove that won't wake up. I was thinking one of your electric type moves could jolt it awake, though probably only at a last resort. Oh, you'd be willing to help us out? Thanks. If all else fails, we'll hit you up for an electrifying assist. Magnemite is way too happy, way too willing to jolt somebody. I kind of dig this jazzy soundtrack. I really like the soundtrack. Where we can find a nice strong aroma. Gotta watch the anime to keep up with the newer Pokemon pronunciations. I gotta watch the anime. I've got years of the anime that I didn't watch, so I'm just like, oh no, I don't know how to say Audano. I guess you would know, huh? Help us find a way to wake that Pete. Why are you not doing your job? You're just standing there. Cuckoo. Okay, there's a Spearow up here, but we can't talk to it. I think that isn't that all the Pokemon in the area? Am I missing a Pokemon? Please be careful. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of Pokemon right over here. Oh, Aromatisse. Duh. It's aroma in the name. Exudes an enchanting aroma. You're Aromatisse, aren't you? What are these pedos surrounding you for? Aroma. Oh, they started flocking to it as soon as it got here. These pedo has been following Aromatisse around. Cuckoo. You're asking it to make the nice aroma? Hurry up, make the nice aroma. Aroma. The Pidove are really getting on its nerves. The cop is too worried about keeping his chest hair under control. Right in that shirt button up. Jesus. He needs to go up a size. It seems like these Pidove are all drawn to the scent that Aromatisse events. Which means Aromatisse might be able to help us wake up the unconscious Pidove. Good thinking, Pikachu. Let's ask if Aromatisse is willing to help us out. Hey there, Aromatisse. We could use some help. Aromatisse. It'll help us out if we can get this. Fair enough. Let's talk to the Pidove. I just hope they understand us. Sorry to ask you this, but could you move, somewhere else? Hey, now's not the time to stop and smell the aromas. We're trying to help our friend. Say, guess what? Pretty soon Aromatisse is going to go make lots of nice aroma right over there. They're on board with the nice aroma over there plan, so they'll move. Great. Wow, that was easy. Where's the that was easy button? Aroma. It's happy to lend a hand now that we got those speed off to move. Great. Let's make Aromatisse back to the square. Go, Aromatisse, go. Sweet scent.
All right.
Happy Pito.
Glad that worked. Oh.
All right, 1 second. It's clipping, so I'm going to fix it. This game is super interesting so far. I don't know. Is nice. But it's kind of like a really strong perfume. I don't get why the Pito like it so much. Cuckoo! Oh my God, they're really loving it. Aromatist like deuces. Yep, you were a huge help. Thanks. I didn't even consider getting help from the other Pokemon in the area. Yeah, come to think of it, a police officer was calling this big guy Chief. What up, Chief? I wonder why. Oh, I wonder why. How about you? He's the chief. Okay. Yes, I'm Will Butler, chief of the PPB. We already said what? Oh my God. We're an organization dedicated to protecting. I gotta remember this is a kid's game. The Pokemon Protection Bureau. So it's kind of like the police, but focused on Pokemon. I didn't know we had something like that. The Bureau only recently started its official operations. At the moment, we're borrowing office space at the Rhyme City Police Department and cooperating with the police. We were dispatched to provide security, but well, just look at what happened. I can't believe a fiasco this big occurred on my watch. It's an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. We were formed 2 years ago as a response to the infamous R incident, case you two solved. Back then, Pokemon-related disturbances were happening all over the city. The human and the Pokemon residents of Rhyme City were deeply affected by that. Sad Pikachu. Mayor Myers was so shaken by what occurred, he took it upon himself to create the PPB as a countermeasure. He wanted to make sure crimes involving Pokemon like the art incident would never happen again. That's why this organization exists. This is actually kind of cool. Cool organization. Isn't keeping the peace the police's job, though? In the past few years, Rhyme City has seen a concerning rise in the number of reported incidents and accidents. The police are struggling to handle so many incidents including those involving a Pokemon. It kind of makes sense to have a Pokemon-related division at the police department and then a people-related division of the police department. But now the police can protect the human population of Rhyme City where the PPB protects the Pokemon. That's a mouthful. By dividing up the work, we can keep everyone safe. So that's why the PPB was formed. Just what I expect from Rhyme City. Howard really is looking out for us Pokemon, huh? All right. Nope. I already. Okay. All right. All right. I know. Okay. I was watching your investigation earlier and couldn't help but notice. Were you explaining things to Pikachu? I don't think Pikachu understands what you're telling him, though. Unless the two of you can. I'm not actually talking to him. It's more like getting advice. No, that's not it. It's... Oh, I get it. You talk to Pikachu to organize your thoughts. Interesting way to form your deductions, if you ask me. Yeah. That's it. Well, we do understand each other, actually. That was close. I thought he'd caught on to us. Wouldn't believe we can talk to one another. He says having a conversation right in front of the police. Whoa. Ah. Whoa, Oh, there's the
Back
back
again. Come on, let's chase it down.
That police officer looks so young. He's still standing right there. I know, right? Whew, he almost caught on to us. You know I can still hear you, right? It's Corviknight again. Hey, give me back my hat, would you? Chief went after Corviknight in his patrol car. I bet Corviknight still has my hat. Let's follow it. App. Those are Pokemon cries. Sounds like they're coming from the direction. Let's go check it out. Let's go, Pikachu. Oh, poor Aromatisse. All right. Oh, hello, Alolan Executor. You are big. They're scattered all over the place. An applin. Look at this little applin. Aw. Oh my god, that is not the voice I expected from a apple dragon. You should find somewhere that's safe. App. That's odd. It doesn't seem like it wants to leave. Let's talk to it.
Hey,
Haven't seen any applin in the city before. Where'd you come from? Oh, you got to sleep in a wooden crate, and then when you woke up, you were someplace new. Vendor travels to different location, and these applins get carried along. Probably doesn't know about this apple. Apoo! 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 Something suddenly shook it awake a moment ago. I bet that was Corviknight. Same goes for these crates being toppled over. I don't see the apple vendor. They must have evacuated the area. So the wooden crate shook. You got thrown out, and that's when you realized your friends were missing. It got separated, and let's help it find its friend. I feel like we have more important things to do at the moment. How many friends are here with you? 2. Okay, well, I see 1. But as much as I like to go get my hat back from Corviknight, we can't just abandon a Pokemon in need. Power of friendship, folks. Power of friendship. Yeah, what kind of great detectives would we be if we didn't lend a helping hand or two along the way? Okay, should we investigate the fallen apples? I'd be happy to help if there wasn't a tree in the way. Something about it seems odd. Maybe we should... What do you mean something about it seems odd? That's an executor. Very clearly an executor. Okay, so we can't investigate because this tree's in the way. What should we do about it? Executor.
whoa! This tree's an executor!
No way. Love that executor has one dopey coconut. Wait, isn't this an Alolan executor? I never seen one before, so I didn't even realize that. What's it doing here in Rhyme City? We can't investigate until it moves anyway. Hey! Why does Pikachu feel like it should be from New York? Hey, executor! Look down by your feet. Don't all talk at once. How about this executor? I'll tell you which head should answer. Sound good? Forgot to say which head.
Hey,
You, middlest head. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? Eggs. Guess it's been traveling around with the apple vendor. Maybe it's the apple vendor's Pokemon.
hey,
You right head. Tell me what happened here. Game tip, always do the side quests as they appear because I learned that hard way you can't finish some of the main stories without the little guys you help. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Corviknight came flying through, and when you tried to dodge it, you bumped into the fruit stand. Have you seen a hat? Guess it happens suddenly for you to tell. All right.
hey,
We got a favor to ask. Could you clear out? Sorry, but we want to search through those apples scattered behind you. Could you please scooch over a bit? Hey, get out of here. All right. Remember what we're looking for. We're looking for applin. 2 missing applin. That's right. There's a lot of apple here, so try not to overlook them. All right. Well, we got applin right there. That's an easy one. That's a gimme. Have you been sitting still, pretending to be an apple the whole time? That must take a whole lot of patience. Patiently staying still is one of your talents. Impressive. That Corviknight got you wrapped up in quite a bit of mess, didn't it? Your friend is waiting for you. Your friend's waiting for you. Okay, all of these apples are flipped over. I feel like that one would have a tail. I feel like the other one's inside a crate. I don't see any apple. At this point, these apples are only good for making juice or jam. I'd still eat them, bruises and all. Well, we searched pretty thoroughly. I still don't see my hat or the other app. Where could it be? Oh, where could the apple and gone? I think it's in there. Try checking again. Maybe something's changed. Ooh, a hat.
Huh?
My hat. Corviknight dropped it. Could have sworn it wasn't there earlier. Anyway, I'm just glad to have it back. Ba-ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo.
This was a real pain.
Not as much of a pain as it's gonna be.
Hey, get back here. The heck?
Hey, quit playing around.
Hey, I'm not playing at all. My hat keeps moving on its own.
That's ridiculous, Pikachu.
Bro, just look. Take 10 seconds and look.
See? Told you so.
Executor.
Guess I've gotta go get it.
Oh boy.
Guess so.
Wow. Tim could care less about what's going on right now.
Well, Tim, lift me up.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim could care less about what's going on at the moment.
You all right? Don't hurt yourself.
Please, this'll be nothing.
Oh, go, Pika, go. I didn't know it was gonna be a quick time event. Surprise quick time event. What are your core? Jesus, your core muscles ridiculous.
Finally got you back.
And there's the outlet. Pikachu, it's an applin. Whoa. Are you okay? Fine and dandy. Nice catch, by the way. Yep, they all seem happy to be. I feel bad for the tree guy to have a Pikachu crawling his way up his neck. Eh, he's a tree. He's an executor. He'll be alright. He's got 4 heads. So one of them was wearing my hat, huh? Seeing it move on its own really threw me for a loop. I'm sure Corviknight dropped the hat mid-flight and it just happened to fall on top of Applin. Where's my hat? At the end of the day, I'm just glad I didn't lose my hat.
Yeesh, that was a hassle. Yeah, now that's more like it.
I dig the soundtrack.
Yeah,
The soundtrack
you look
makes
like
me happy.
yourself again.
Thanks, Tim. Harry gave me this hat to commemorate our partnership.
The awards ceremony will resume shortly. We ask that all participants please return to the venue at this time.
I guess we better hurry back.
We're just not going to care about the Corviknight?
Don Corviknight. I'll let it off the hook just this once.
So we're just not going to care about the Corviknight. That's cool, I guess. All's well that ends well, I
Great
guess.
work. Thank you.
Great work. We didn't do nothing. The Corviknight's still on the
And
loose.
you as well, Pikachu.
Yep.
I can't say it enough. Rhyme City owes you a debt of gratitude for your efforts.
For what?
We
That
strive for
Corviknight is still out
coexistence
there,
between people
being
and
a menace.
Pokemon in our fair city. And you two are the ideal detective duo. On behalf of the city, I am pleased to present you with this medal.
Thank you, Mayor Myers. I'm honored.
Of course, you get one too, Pikachu.
Put it on the hat. Okay, I was like, do not pin that medal on Pikachu's skin.
I'm the great detective.
Pika Pika to you too, little hero. Both of you, keep up that great work.
Way to go, Tim! Congratulations, hon.
Yeah, we the best. DJ Khaled. Later that evening at Tim's apartment.
Tim, I was so proud of you today.
Oh, thanks. Aw, thanks, Mom. Irene Goodman. God, that is a mom
You're
name if I've ever heard
amazing,
one.
Tim.
Sophia Goodman.
You think so?
Everyone knows all about the amazing work you two have done. There was the Eevee abduction case, the fossil stealing spree.
And the Rhine Tower standoff case, too. They even made a movie based on the R case.
Yeah, I thought that movie was pretty good, but how come Mom and me didn't even show up in it?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's
Movies
fantastic.
usually
That's
do their own
fantastic.
thing, don't they?
Yeah, I guess.
That's funny.
Oh, by the way, I've been meaning to ask you something. This is Dad's Pikachu, right?
Yeah. He's my partner at the moment, though.
I see.
Whoa, whoa. What's with all the staring?
That's funny
He
that
saved
they
your dad from
reference
trouble
the
many
Detective
times.
Pikachu movie.
Wow.
Oh, Pikachu. The news is about to start. Maybe there's an update on that Corviknight.
Yeah.
Does this girl... Does this little girl understand what we're saying? What that Pikachu said? That felt super suspect, didn't it?
Hey,
Oh, these are old case notes. Yep, it's all the stuff you told me to keep a record of. Not bad, Tim. There's a lot you can learn from past cases. Show me what you got there. The art case, hey, that takes me back. So it was the first case we partnered up on. It was created from Mewtwo's cell. When a Pokemon was given art, its eyes would glow red and it would become enraged and violent. It was horrible. Yep, that was one tough nut to crack, but we managed to catch the culprit at the end. As for Mewtwo's cells and the remaining vials of art, we confiscated all the stuff and we brought the culprit to justice. Speaking of which, in our final confrontation with that guy, you managed to use one of your moves. Usually you can't use any of your moves. How were you able to pull that off? Beats me. I just as baffled as you are, kid. After Harry went missing, I lost all my memories for some reason. That's also okay. So we're back to a recap. Maybe the pressure of the intense is just how you were able to use that move. Could be it's a possibility at least. After I used the move, I just blacked out. All right, those are our medals. Let's talk to Ma.
Right.
Hey, Ma. I'm glad you're safe and doing well, Tim, but you hardly ever call. Oh, guilt tripping, Mom. I know no news is supposed to be good news, but you take that a bit too far. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Well...
I haven't been to Rhyme City in quite some time now. Not since I last saw your father. It's been about 2 years. Christ.
Speaking of which...
Are you getting enough to eat? Yeah, stopping by the Hi-Hat Cafe is part of my daily routine. The Hi-Hat Cafe. It's Pikachu's favorite spot. It's so close now that we've moved. I've been going there pretty much every morning. Some dinner for you tomorrow night. You miss my cooking, don't you? Of course. I'm looking forward to it. I miss my mom's cooking.
Yep.
This is your first time in Rhyme City, right, Sophia? Uh-huh. It's so busy and fun. I'm glad I came. The Corviknight surprised me, though. I'm glad you and Mom are okay. All right, let's watch the news. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking news. Oh, what's going on?
According to amateur footage we've received from a viewer, Pokémon appear to have caused an explosion.
Oh my God.
This explosion occurred in the mountain range northeast of Rhyme City. This may be related to the recent uptick in incidents involving Pokémon.
You two?
Rhyme City Police and the newly established Pokémon Protection Bureau are investigating. Amelia Christie signing off.
Hey, Tim, did you catch that?
I hope that incident doesn't have anything to do with Dad.
Same here.
Is that my house?
Mewtwo told me 2 years ago. Dad's alive, and we'll be able to find him as long as we don't give up.
Yeah, Mewtwo is still our only connection to finding Harry.
Whispering to Pikachu, are you? You're just like your father, talking to Pokémon like that.
Oh.
So
Really?
is it like a genetic thing that we can talk to Pokemon? Because it feels like a genetic
It's been
thing.
2 years since the R incident. Since then, We've solved all kinds of cases. The mayor even gave us an award for it. I can still talk to Pikachu and understand him. If the two of us keep solving cases together, I'm sure we'll find my dad someday.
Yeah, keep that optimism, kid. But you can only talk to that specific Pikachu. That's true, I guess. That is a good point. Weird. Whimsicott.
Whoa, that's a lot of Whimsicott.
Sure is. They ride through on seasonal winds every year.
I hear they can be real pranksters.
If they get in a house they like,
Huh.
they scatter cotton everywhere.
Sounds like a pain
One of
to
its
clean up.
abilities is prankster. That's
Yep.
hilarious.
The sweet smell of coffee is calling my name.
It's the perfect Pikachu bait.
Tim!
Frank Holiday. Now that's a name.
Inspector Holiday, did you finally find my dad?
Sorry. No.
Frank
I'm here on a
Holiday.
different case.
That's the kind of a
We've
name I'd
received
like to have in
reports
my
of a
words.
jewel theft.
Detective
Could you lend
Frank
me a
Holiday.
hand with this one?
I'm
course.
Detective Frank
The
Holiday.
incident occurred
Here.
at the dentist residence, the mansion down the street. Sorry, but Brad is waiting for me. I'll go ahead and meet up with you there.
So much for my coffee.
Wait a second, Tim. What for? There's no need to rush. You gotta be calm and unhurried if you want to do your best investigating. Yeah, I guess that's true. Pikachu's a real talkative Pokemon. If you see this Pikachu icon in the lower left corner of the screen, you can press the right button to chat with him. Get the coffee to go, right? There's no reason we can't. Sometimes Pikachu will try to get your attention and the Pikachu icon will bounce to let you know he wants to talk. All right, cool.
Look, I know we need to hurry.
Do we though?
But would it really hurt if we relaxed a bit?
Yeah, we can 100% get the coffee to go.
Oh, here's a good idea. You could listen to some sage advice from a great detective like me. Okay.
Oh, but Holiday's waiting. We better go join him.
Whoa!
We don't have time to drink coffee right now. We got all the time in the world to drink coffee right now. Ooh. Oh, we got a fight club going on over here. Oh, break it up. Break it up. It looks like a fight could break up. What do you mean it could? They're actively punching each other. We should probably avoid this alley so we don't accidentally set this is wow. I love how it's like a fight could set off at any minute as they actively punch each other. Facing off against Poliwrath again. Why does he act out like he's usually is something wrong? My partner Hariyama loves showing off his strength, especially when he can test it against someone else's. And since Poliwrath is also proud of its muscles, Hariyama considers it his rival. Once they start going at it, it's hard to stop him. Yikes. Yikes is correct. Ooh.
Whoa!
That's not the way to the crime scene. All right, well, you know. Yeah, now. Great job, Maractus. Your dancing is so cute. From the top. 1, 2, 1, 2. Maraca, raka, 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 raka. Maraca, raka, 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 raka. Beeto. All right. I appreciate you coming on such short notice, Tim. This way, the crime took place at the dentist residence up ahead. Whimsicott. All right. Let's see what's going on with the dentists. Ooh, an electric.
Well,
No.
well, well. If it isn't
What's
the
it called?
great
Manectric?
detectives.
I don't like this guy. Brad McMaster. Oh, he's a police lieutenant. Manectric. Dedicated to law and order. Doo-doo. It's been a while, Brad. I see you're on the case too. I suppose that seems you are as well. Your private detectives do love sticking your noses into every little thing. I don't know, he sounds super stuck up. If Mr. Dennis hadn't requested you personally, I'd be asking you to leave right now. Yep, he's still a jerk. I think he's still holding a grudge from the time we showed him up. Manek. He says, no funny business. Jeez, no wonder you two are partners. That's enough, Brad. We're going to be conducting this investigation together. This is the scene of the crime, correct? Yes, this mansion belongs to Sanjeev Dennis, a jeweler. Ooh, we got to find jewels. Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men in Rhyme City. Under normal, a civilian like yourself will never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation. He's just got to get a dig in somewhere. That was full of digs. He must be a Doug Trio because he's digging so much. Okay, Tim, come inside. Thanks. The missing jewel. That was a cool. That was cool. That was a cool. What, cutaway? The first floor of the Dennis residence.
I see.
All right, Tim. Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room to the right. Thanks, Inspector Holiday. A cool picture of a hoe and a Lugia. All right, Sanjeev.
Oh, Tim, I've been waiting for you.
He looks like a jeweler. Oh my God, sad Growlithe breaks my heart. I never want to see a sad Growlithe ever again. And this is my partner, Pikachu. Sorry to jump right into it, but could you please let us know what you know about the incident? A precious jewel was stolen when I was out of the house. It's called the Aurora Drop, and it's a very rare jewel indeed. Oh, sorry. What a mysterious name. Magical, even. The thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. All right, we got testimony. My staff member's injuries were minor, and yet is something sticking out to you as odd? Well, the police are treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect. They think the butler did it? That feels like Clue all over again. Could you tell me a bit more about the stolen jewels? It looks like this. Ooh, that is pretty. Most gemstones must first be cut and polished into beautiful jewels, but the Aurora Drop is said to have naturally formed into its shape. The way it shines looks a bit like an aurora. Yes, that's precisely how it got named. The Aurora Drop has been the suspect of many a tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction. Even among us jewelers, for the longest time, we called it the Jewel of Legend. Wow, he wasn't kidding when he called it precious. Guess it's no surprise that someone would wanted to steal it. It definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it? I kept it securely locked within a special reinforced case inside my jewel storage room. There are locks on both the storage room door and the reinforced case. Yet despite all that security, it still got stolen? Wow. You mentioned the police already have a suspect. Yes, they believe that the thief is my own trusted butler, Barnes. Why do you think that? Because Barnes and I are the only people who can access the key. What's happening? What's keeping someone else from getting to it? The key's always kept around Growlithe's neck. If anyone but Barnes or myself attempted it, Growlithe would start barking. My Growlithe is a very loyal Pokemon. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger. I don't see a key around Growlithe's neck now. The police think Barnes took it. That would certainly make sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, if possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes. He's currently being questioned by the police, but you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? I've known Barnes since we were young. He's worked in this home for years, and he's always served us well. Growlithe ate the key. That would be my dogs. If I gave them something so super important, they'd be like, ooh, food, snack, done. And I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting anyone. So you saying Barnes didn't do it and the real culprit is still at large? Someone else must have stolen the jewels. Please help me prove that Barnes is innocent. So that's why he called us here, to clear his butler's name. We'll talk to Barnes later. All right, we need to talk to Growlithe. So finding the Aurora drop and clearing Barnes' suspicion. These are the two things you called us here to do. Could you please? You're the only ones I can count on. Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We won't know if Barnes is truly innocent until we look into this more. Yeah, the police must have some reason to suspect him, but we'll do what we can. If that's acceptable, we'll take the case. That's more than acceptable. Thank you, Tim. Great. In that case, may I start investigating the scene of the crime? Of course. Why don't we just ask Growlithe who took the key? Growlithe would know immediately. Something I want to try, starting with this case. Something you want to try? Yeah, case notebook. The writers for Detective Journal swear by it. Detective Journal, that's the magazine you're always reading, right? Yep, that's the one. They researched the most efficient way for detectives to organize their case note. The solution they came up with was a case notebook. Sounds intriguing. How does it work? I'm getting to that. First, open up your notebook. Press the X button. Sanjeev's jewel has apparently been stolen, but how did the culprit steal it? Investigate the scene. All right, first let's write any burning questions that arise while we are investigating. We'll summarize the testimony and evidence that we've gathered on the page below. He did tell. Did he? After we collected... That you would do it by the book. Oh, that's funny. After we've collected enough testimonies, the begin deducing option will appear. When you select this, you can start deducing the answers to our question. We don't have enough testimony or evidence right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. Deduce. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So Tim, what do we do? What do we have to do right now? We have to collect testimonies and evidence to figure out how the jewel was stolen. To do that, we first have to investigate the scene of the crime. Let's go check out the jewel storage room. Perfect. Let's do it. We talked to Growlithe? Yes. It's Dennis's partner, Growlithe. She sure doesn't look happy. Yeah, sad Growlithe is not okay. I don't want to see. I want to see sit down. Maybe we should leave her alone for a while. No, she has the answer. The Growlithe has the answers. Okay. The scene of the crime. Oh, Whimsicott. The jewel storage room has been left exactly as it was at the time of the incident. Already filled me in. Please go right ahead. Yes. Thank you. Gee, I wonder who could have stolen it with all of this cotton. Such a mystery how so much cotton. What is it, Pikachu? I checked out the door, but there are no signs of forced entry. But she's upsetty. Don't be so mean to that poor Growlithe. I don't want to be mean to the Growlithe. I want Growlithe to be happy. And we can be fairly certain that the thief used the key to get in. According to Dennis, the rooms where the Aurora drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. What a beautiful jewel. It's so clear and sparkly. Absolutely brilliant. Green jewel. That's fresh green color. Reminds me of the forest. Just looking at it, it's so calming. This one's a blue jewel. It's a deep blue like the ocean. It's kind of got a magical feeling to it. What a vibrant red, like boiling hot lava. It's almost too bright to look at. This area looks more disturbed than the rest. Something cut that case. Let's start investigating. We might find a clue. Don't let any details slip past you.
Let me see.
Where should we look first? Oh my God, my screen has cut terribly. Hold on. All right, there we go. That's better. Let's see. Where should we look first? Okay, well, feel like looking at the case is important. Must be where they kept the Aurora drop. The edge looks like it was sliced clean with a blade. What kind of blade could slice that cleanly through such a sturdy jewel case? That is actually legitimately a good question. There's a feather. Here's a blue feather. Do you think the Pokemon it belonged to was in this room? Maybe it's from a Pokemon that lives in the mansion. Let's look at it later. Feels like that blue feather's super important. Mixed with all this cotton.
Hey, Tim! Check it out! Looks good, huh?
Disguises are a key part of detective work, you know.
Ow.
Yeah, whatever. Now quit goofing off and investigate.
He clearly doesn't appreciate my art. Perhaps I need to give him a little more training.
Wow. Some cotton on the ground. It looks really fluffy and soft. Oh, maybe like Whimsicott? What's a bunch of cotton doing in here? This looks like part of the jewel case. Based on the shape, do you think the top half was cut off? Yeah, it looks like it's a really clean cut. Taking one seriously sharp blade. I doubt a human could pull that. Like a scyther, maybe?
Is this?
The jewel case is still locked. So they didn't use a key to get in. Like Dennis said, the jewel in this case was stored under lock and key, and the key to the case is a different key than the one to the jewel storage room. I wonder who has the key then.
Right.
We've covered everything I was wondering about. Any other spots you want to check? Not that I can think of. I think that's it. I will say there is no like window or anything. So it's not like, oh, we can begin deducing.
Okay.
Deduce. All right, select begin deducing in your case notebook.
Okay.
We have a few possible theories. What do you think is right? The culprit cut open the case that sold the jewels. Culprit unlocked the case that sold. The culprit hasn't actually sold the culprit. Definitely cut open.
Okay.
We can tell that the jewel case was sliced open. After that, the Aurora drop was removed from the case and taken away. Right, and we saw the jewel case was still locked, which supports the claim. We still need to investigate more to determine how the case was sliced open. But at least now we know how the thief got their hands on the Aurora drop. Yeah, we've made our first step forward.
Okay.
Use the case notebook now? Yep, once I get some evidence, I'll start deducing. Feel free to start deducing whenever you feel like it. We now know how the crime was carried out. We can be certain that the culprit sliced open the case and took the jewel, but there's just one thing that's strange. What's strange about the way the crime was committed? The jewel storage room with the jewel was stored in this room. The glass was cut, but the door wasn't.
Oh.
The jewel case was locked when it was sliced apart. So that means the thief only had one of the keys to the storage room. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. According to Mr. Dennis, only he and Barnes can access the jewel storage room. I understand why the police suspect Barnes, but I'm not so sure. Obviously, it'd be best if we could talk to Barnes himself, but he's still being questioned. We need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock on the jewel case. After we wrap up here, let's go ask him. Mr. Dennis. Sorry I couldn't stand just waiting around. Have you discovered anything? It does appear that the culprit used the storage key to gain entry. We believe that they then cut open the jewel case and took the Aurora drop. Is that so? I suppose that doesn't help Barnes much since he has access to the key. What? Why wasn't your first thing like, why am I paying you? That was clear. Did you discover anything new? That's obvious that that's what happened. I have a question for you, Mr. Dennis. Who has the key to the jewel case? I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I've known Bart a very long time, but I still won't give him this key. The security of the jewel case is my personal responsibility. Can access the key to the jewel, but only Mr. Dennis has access to the case to himself. That's valuable information. Thank you. Really, I thought I might be getting in the way, but I'm glad to hear I could help. The Aurora Drop is meant to become a symbol of revival for Rhyme City. Anyway, I'm counting on you, Tim. A symbol of revival. Let's ask Dennis about that later. Thief cut open the case to steal the jewel, but they had the key to get into the storage room. And the only people who have access to the keys are Dennis and Barnes. So it makes sense that the police would suspect Barnes. If the key hadn't been used to unlock the storage room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion in the first place. Why would he do that knowing people would suspect him? Maybe he didn't think that far ahead. In any case, based on what we found out at the scene of the crime, we can't be certain of anything just yet. We need to talk to Barnes and the other people in the mansion and hear what they have to say. Not just the people, the Pokemon too. I'll interpret for you. All right, I'm counting on you, Pikachu. Now that we've got our next hit, let's start interviewing everyone right away. All right, let's do this. Oh, we can just begin deducing. That doesn't seem smart, though. We don't have any evidence. Hey, Tim, there's something on the floor by the window. Should we check it out? You darn tootin', we should check it out. It's a feather. It's a lot of feathers. Blue feathers. Ooh. I actually don't know which Pokemon would have blue feathers. Sure looks like they scattered all over the Pokemon. Maybe a Pokemon got in or out through here. Do you think it has anything to do with this case? One of these feathers is darker than the other. You're right. The other 6 are a lighter shade of blue. Something about that is nagging me. Given how they're scattered, do you think a Pokemon? Okay. Something should be nagging you because it's right. Okay. I can't. Okay, can't click on it. I was like, it's right there. Okay. This room is currently being searched by the police, so probably no access. We need to focus on the jewel storage room. Cool. Nothing around here. Let's go down to the first floor. Do, do, do. I love the music. All right. Mr. Holiday, I take it you heard what Mr. Dennis has to say. I'm guessing he also told you about his butler. He's definitely not pleased that Barnes has fallen under suspicion. Sure seems that way. In my position, I'm not at liberty to share all the information we've gathered. But if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. At the time, what was the situation at the mansion at the time of the incident? We're still looking into that. I'm sure you'll get more direct answers by asking the witnesses himself. He's right. We should take this one step and gather our own intel. The police prime suspect. Well, the circumstantial evidence certainly seems to be pointing in his direction. He doesn't sound too terribly convinced. Does anything strike you as odd? Yes, actually, I can't think of a single motive for Barnes to steal that jewel. He doesn't appear to bear any ill will towards Mr. Dennis, and he's in no financial trouble. That being said, we may uncover a motive in the course of our investigation, but for now, I can't say anything with certainty. Understood. Yes, sir. About the Aurora Drop. It's incredible, valuable jewel. The Aurora Drop's not just valuable, it's famous throughout the entire jewelry industry. And there must be plenty of people who'd like to get their hands on it. Could the jewel have been stolen by an intruder? Can't rule out the possibility, but based on current evidence, I say the likelihood of a burglary is low. About my dad. I know this has nothing to do with the curse, but you want to ask me about Harry. Do the police have any leads on my father's whereabouts? I'm so sorry, Tim, but we haven't made any developments on that front. Thanks anyways. So I understand it myself. Harry was working on the art case when he went missing, so it stands to reason that if you follow that thread, you'd find Harry too. But the case has been closed and we still don't have a single clue. Where did Harry disappear? Don't be discouraged, Tim. Look at how far you've come in the 2 years since you moved to the city in search of your father. You've become such a great detective that the mayor himself recognized you with an award. You'll find Harry. I'm sure of it. And in the meantime, keep offering whatever help I can. Thanks, Inspector Holiday. currently interviewing Mr. Barnes.
Excuse me.
I'm afraid we can't allow even the great detective to do that. Police protocol. You understand. Manectric.
Man.
Don't want to waste time chatting while you're on duty? Awfully stubborn, aren't you? You're even hard to talk to than Brad, Manectric. All right.
Whoa!
All right, let's keep... Is that the butler? Nope. Okay. Let's talk to this Clefable. All ears for mansion gossip. So Clefable's caddy. Got it. What's Clefable? Mrs. Dennis's partner, apparently. Can I ask you a few questions? Whoa, what gives? No need to be so rude. What's wrong? Seems like she's really suspicious of us. Maybe she's feeling sensitive after the incident. Wow.
Yes? You certainly don't look like you're with the police. State your business.
Wow. Wow. Claudia Dennis, Sanjeev Dennis's wife. She looks like someone who married for money. We're Detective Mr. Dennis asked us to investigate. Detective? Oh, I suppose my husband did say something about that. Your husband? That means you're Claudia Dennis, Sanjeev's wife. Sorry to bother, but do you mind if we ask you some questions? I do mind, actually. I'm going to have to ask you to leave the case. Oh, it was her. 100% her. The police said the Barnes is behind all this, so the matter is settled. We've heard that he's under suspicion, yes, but we can't be certain it was Barnes who committed the crime. You sound just like my husband, but nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is the culprit. Barnes' partner Ducklet was up to no good. I saw him. Oh, that's not good. Partner was involved in the crime? You look as though you do not believe me.
Excuse me.
Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly, huh? But I did witness some irrefutable proofs. What exactly did you see? At the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in my room on the second floor, and then I noticed a bird Pokemon flying outside the window. A bird Pokemon? Yes, I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon. It had to have been Ducklet. We did find blue feathers near the window and in the storage room. So those were Ducklets? In hindsight, she was obviously stealing the jewels. I also hear the faint sound just before that, like something metallic. Do you know what we could have made of the noise? No, I don't, but the storage room was ransacked, wasn't it? I suppose she must have broken something in the act. And I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet's feathers were found in the room. Isn't that proof enough that Barnes is the culprit? She's pretty darn convinced of her own theory. But all it's based on is a metallic sound on the side of a flying blue bird. Pretty flimsy if you ask me. I'm sorry, Miss Dennis, but that information is to definitively prove Barnes is the culprit. Then hurry up and find whoever it is and get that jewel back. Isn't that what my husband hired you? I get this. I get that she doesn't have to take it out on her. Yeah, she's kind of the worst. Bob Barnes.
Excuse me.
Seems confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yes, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting, especially when it comes to Barnes. Those two really trust each other that much. I'm told Barnes has worked here for a very long time. Much longer, in fact, than I've known Sanjeev. I suppose that's why Barnes has always taken my husband's side. She really does seem like a gold digger. Like, oh, I'm gonna marry the the richest jeweler in Rhyme City. What do you mean by that? Barnes inevitably sides with Sanjeev, even though I'm sure he believes he's being impartial. The lack of self-awareness is yet another one of his many flaws. I get the feeling Claudia is not a huge fan of Barnes. Do you think that's why she's so sure he's the thief? About Ducklet.
Excuse me.
Ducklet is Barnes' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly and is always by his side. That she might be involved in the crime somehow, would Ducklet be capable of such thing? Yes, she even helps Barnes out with his shopping. Making off with the jewel. The one thing that seems certain is that she really loves Barnes. About the Aurora drop.
Yes?
It's an incredible, valuable jewel. Told me the same thing, but do you understand? Can you even comprehend just how valuable it is? Huh? I knew it. Just look at those blank expressions. Hey, my face always looks like this. As it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the true value of it. After getting his hands on something so precious, why would he want to donate it to Rhyme City? So you're against donating the Aurora drop? Of course I am. Treasures like that aren't meant to be paraded about for the general public. Should be preserved for quiet observation by a select few. Hard to imagine her quietly doing anything. Yeah, she's definitely just jumped up to suspect number one to me. I don't know about you guys, but definitely to me. Is this Barnes? Are you Barnes?
Hello there, Detective Tim. Oh, I mean, Detective Goodman?
Larry Turner, newest staff member of the Dennis residence. All right, Larry and the missus were having an affair, and so the missus convinces Larry to steal the diamond, and then pin it on the butler. The name's, wait, that's not proper enough. Sorry, my name is Larry Turner, and I'm a member of the house staff. Seems in over his head. If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me. You really don't have to be so formal with us. That's a huge relief. Got this job a while ago, but I'm still not used to talking all fancy. Uh-oh, is that a problem? Well, it's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with all the important guests. My main duties are taking care of the Pokemon, managing the house, and groundskeeping. And I can handle all that, no problem. I don't know, this guy isn't exactly filling me with confidence in his ability to do his job. I mean, I already told the police everything I know. You're taking up more of your time. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm not complaining. It's just that I don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me out of nowhere and I blacked out. Can you please tell us more about what happened? All right, about the crime that took place. So where to start? I was just doing my job like normal today. I've made food for the Pokemon, did some cleaning around the mansion, that sort of thing. I think I was tidying the garden when it happened. I saw a Ducklet fly out of a second-story window. Maybe Ducklet was flying after the Whimsicott. Whimsicott was definitely involved. I mean, usually Ducklet just walks out the front door. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. That's when I saw the door to the jewels storage was wide open. As if that wasn't shocking enough, the moment I went to look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. The next thing I knew, I was lying on a sofa and someone was treating my wounds. A Pokemon punched you? Yeah, I feel like I glimpsed a small red figure for just a moment. Based on the size, it couldn't have been human, so I'm guessing it was a Pokemon. A red Pokemon. You know what kind it was? Really not sure, it all happened so fast. I see. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad you weren't seriously hurt. That's what the doctor said too. No Pokemon will want to steal the Aurora Drop. It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner, Pokemon, to swipe the jewel and punch out Turner. So Tim, now that you've heard Turner's story, what do you think? We need to find the Ducklet that flew out the window and that red Pokemon too. Yep, you got it.
Excuse me?
You see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? The thief who brought the Pokemon along was probably nearby. Unfortunately, that's all I saw. I see. Can you think of any other details that might give us a clue about the culprit? Nothing in particular coming to mind. Maybe it was a Scyther. Super feels like a Scyther could be involved. Or not a Scyther, a Scizor. I mean, Mr. Dennis is such a nice person. I've never heard of anyone holding a grudge against him. And I was really surprised to hear that Barnes is the suspect. You don't think Barnes is responsible? I guess police must have some reason to suspect him, but honestly, I just can't believe it. Barnes is still showing me the ropes around here. He's a great co-worker with tons of experience. I mean, if you'd known Barnes before all this, you could never imagine him being a thief.
Excuse me?
The Aurora Drop, I've never even seen the thing. It's been shut up in the storage room ever since I was brought up to the house. Of course, I know it's valuable and all. I assume that's what's been causing all the argument between Mr. and Mrs. Dennis lately. Oh, Mrs. Dennis, you looking like more and more of a suspect here. In case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis says he's going to donate the Aurora Drop. Seems like Mrs. Dennis is against the plan. They've been fighting about it almost nightly. Every night, it must really be a point of contention. I guess Mrs. Dennis just doesn't want to give up such a valuable jewel. So the Aurora Drop's been driving a wedge between husband and wife. Yeah, I'm saying Miss Dennis out here looking like a true suspect. All right, Growlithe. Nope. No go. What makes the Aurora Drop a symbol of revival? 2 years ago during the R incident, my jewel shop suffered considerable damage. Wait, you were a victim? Yes, some Pokemon who'd been exposed to R went berserk. Their rampage destroyed my shop. By the time I already had the Aurora Drop, I kept it stored safely in the shop. But it's always the butler, never the wife. Should always be the wife, never the butler. So was the Aurora Drop damaged too? No, as a matter of fact, it wasn't. Of all the jewels in my shop, the Aurora Drop was the only one to remain unscathed. In fact, the breeze fell so perfectly around the Aurora Drop that you might believe it was being protected. That's incredible. I guess there's some magic left in the world after all. Ever since then, the Aurora Drop became known as the jewel that survived the art incident. People started visiting my shop just to see it, and thanks to all that attention, my business was able to get back on its feet. It sounds like a valuable jewel in more ways than one. What made you decide to bring it back to your mansion instead of keeping it at your shop? I decided to donate it to Rhyme City. The Aurora Drop, but why donate something so precious to you? It's not just precious to me, and that's exactly why I've decided to donate. Mayor Myers has done his part in improving our city by declaring the start of Pokemon Friendship Week. I thought it was about time I did mine. So I wanted to donate the jewel that survived the art incident as a symbol of Rhyme City's revival. I hope that by doing so, I can liven up not just my shop, but the whole city as well. I'm impressed. That's a wonderful gesture. Emotional damage. I'm glad you think so. Not everyone is so pleased about it. Oh? I forget I said anything. I shouldn't burden you with concerns over such personal matter. For now, I'm counting on you to find the Aurora Drop as quickly as possible. Super feels like the wife here. We'll thank you not to leave the mansion until further notice. Understood. All right, we can talk to Mr. Barnes now. Is that Mr. Barnes? The fancy butler. Excuse me, are you Mr. Barnes? And who might you be? I'm Detective Tim Goodman. Mr. Dennis has hired me to investigate the crime that occurred here. Is that so? I am Brandon Barnes. I work here at the Dennis residence as a butler. Do you mind if we ask you some questions? I realize you must be tired since you were just questioned by the police. If you've been hired by Mr. Dennis, then it's my duty to give you my full cooperation. Thank you. What would you like me to speak about first?
Yes.
I was away when the incident occurred. It wasn't until after I'd finished my errand and entered the house that I realized something was amiss. I heard a cry out from the second floor. When I rushed upstairs, I found him collapsed on the floor in front of the jewel storage room. That means Barnes was the first witness to arrive at the scene of the crime. See the thief or their partner Pokemon. Wait, if Barnes ran upstairs, you think he would have run straight into the thief? If he didn't see anyone, could they have escaped from the second floor? Did you check the storage room? Yes, the door was already open. When I looked, I saw the Aurora Drop was gone. I then contacted Mr. Dennis and the police right away. Is there anyone who can corroborate your whereabouts at the time? Unfortunately not. It was only after that Mrs. Dennis came out of her room to see what the commotion was about, and the only others in the house at the time were Growlithe and the Clefable. Naturally, no one can take witness statements from Pokemon, so I'm afraid I have no alibi. That's where we come in. The Pokemon that live in the mansion might know something. Do you have any idea who the thief might be? But I do know that Mr. Dennis and I are the only ones who can freely use the key to this jewel storage room. That doesn't really help your case. Growlithe guards the key with constant vigilance, so I imagine it would be very difficult for anyone else to take it from her. I suppose it's no great wonder that the police suspect me given the circumstance, but I would never do something so senseless. At least this confirms that only those two have access to the key.
Yes.
Ducklet is my dear partner Pokemon. Just look at this. Aw, that's a cute photo. That's Ducklet with you there. Why isn't she adorable? Just look at her feathers, simply beautiful. But that's not all. She's also incredibly clever and even helps me out with my work. Oh, Turtle, I tend to get carried away when I speak about Ducklet. It's really no problem. You mentioned that she helps you with your work. What exactly does she do? She runs errands for me, such as buying coffee beans from a local store. Oh, she buys coffee. Nice. All right, calm down there, Pikachu. This is a suspect. There's a place nearby called the Hi Hat Cafe. Perhaps you've heard of it. She regularly goes shopping there by herself. If that's their go-to cafe, then it's got to be for the Hi Hat blend. Guess I shouldn't be surprised that Rhyme City's elites have such refined tastes. I asked her to go to the cafe today, in fact, but she hasn't yet returned. Could she have wandered off somewhere? Do you have any idea where Ducklet might be? No. The feathers found at the crime scenes are Ducklet's, right? Yes, no question about it, but I haven't the faintest idea why Ducklet's feathers would be there. Just the thought of her getting caught up in the crime somehow. I'm so worried I can hardly think straight. Out of all the jewels in Mr. Dennis's, he considers her to be his most precious. He worked tirelessly to acquire it in the first place. You might even say the Aurora drop in the physical manifestation, the crystallization of Mr. Dennis's career as a jeweler. I wish nothing but swift retribution on the thief who stole it from him. For someone who speaks so formally, Barnes is a pretty passionate guy, isn't he? Bliss, Tim, find the Aurora drop. I beg of you. Don't worry, sir. We're on the case. All right. We got to talk to some Pokemon. Yeah, if only there were another witness at least. But about that, aren't you forgetting something, Tim? Barnes told us the Growlithe and Clefable were in the mansion at the time of the incident, remember? Maybe the Pokemon saw something. Exactly. You can leave the rest to me.
Tim.
If you finish questioning Barnes, for now anyway, he just doesn't change the fact that Barnes is still a suspect. If you don't mind, can we ask some question? He insists, but I have no intention.
Excuse me?
Oh, so you know that much already. Well, no point denying it. The only two people who can access the key are the homeowner and his butler. I highly doubt Mr. Dennis staged all of this himself, which leaves Barnes as the only logical suspect. Not only that, there were ducklet feathers at the crime scene, and Barnes' partner is a ducklet. Clearly, Barnes used the key to get inside the storage room, then had the ducklet fly off with the jewel. That's my working theory. Duly noted. We don't have any decisive evidence yet, but we're going to find this ducklet that flew to the coop, and then we'll get definitive proof. You'll see. Well, I'll be continuing my investigation. This guy does not like me. Are you following any leads other than Barnes? Of course we are. We've already collected statements from every last person in this house. You mind if I ask of each of them? Well, I suppose I could tell you that much. Mr. Dennis seems rather shaken by Barnes falling under suspicion, and his wife is reacting quite impetuously. She's been approaching us repeatedly to demand that we hurry and wrap up our investigation. Why is she not a suspect? Oof, I almost feel bad for Brad. One of their staff members, Turner, has been very cooperative with our investigation. He's told us a lot about everything that happened up until he lost consciousness. I suppose that's all I can say. The police can question people, but they can't talk to Pokemon. Interviewing the Pokemon around here might help us paint a clearer picture. How is she not a suspect?
Tim.
Manectric, calm down already. We're not going to get in the way of the police work. Rat's Manectric sure is committed to the job. True, and he's been keeping watch, so if anyone tried to hide some evidence, he'd spot it right away. I guess he is helpful in that way. I just wish he dialed back his aggression towards me.
Tim.
Who's calling me?
Tim.
This guy? Nope. When you're already feeling down, but would it be alright if I ask you some question? Growl? We're here to catch the thief, and we need your help to do that. Growl. You're willing to talk to us if it's to help Sanji? Thanks. Growl is the nickname. Oh, Pikachu. Dennis near as I can tell. All right, his full is Sanji Dennis, so I guess Sanji makes sense. Anyway, Growlithe, can we start with the questions? All right, about you. As Dennis's partner, it's your job to guard the mansion, and we already know the key to the jewel storage room was around your neck. It's important to Dennis, so guarding it is important to you. Makes sense. She said she never let anyone other than Dennis or Barnes even touch the key. That's why you feel extra responsible for what happened. She's really got a strong sense of responsibility. Don't worry, the two of us are going to crack this case.
Well,
you don't know because you were napping. Okay, that's important. What? Your breakfast was tasty that you ate too much and it made you sleepy? Okay, that sounds like someone put this Growlithe to sleep. You woke up when Barnes got home. That would have been right before the commotion happened. When you woke up, your precious key was gone. Yeah, that sounds like somebody put this Growlithe to sleep. You'll do whatever it takes, which means Barnes wouldn't need to do that. Because Barnes has access to the key, but the wife would. I'm telling you, it was that wife. She says Barnes is a kind and well-mannered person. He and Dennis are close, and she's never seen them fighting or arguing. But Dennis really does seem to trust Barnes after all. And Growlithe likes Barnes too. Judging from what Growlithe says, it's hard to think Barnes is a likely culprit. We need to find that ducklet. Oh. It's Clefable. I'll do what I can to get Clefable talking to us. Man, you are hard on the wife. She's a super strong suspect.
You know, Tim, we're really living the good life at our apartment. A huge mansion like this must be a pain to clean.
That's what you needed to talk to me about? Wow. She got RBA, resting attitude. He answers some questions. Faye? Yes, really, come on, you can trust us. Faye? Yeah, help us out, and I'm sure Claudia's bad mood will clear up too. That's probably not true. So you're willing to talk to us. Guess Clefable was ready to do something bad to Mrs. Dennis.
Hey.
No job, unless you count spending time with Claudia. Isn't it tough hanging out with someone so prickly? Claudia's not a bad person. Sorry, I didn't mean to be insulting. So Claudia's always arguing with someone or other. But when it's just you and her together, she starts to regret the whole thing. I get it now. Your job is to cheer up when she gets into argument. Wow, you're actually pretty nice. But Clefable's really important to Mrs. Dennis. Clefable saying she got real sleepy while playing in the mansion this morning. Sounds like someone put the Pokemon to sleep. Then she dozed off and doesn't know what happened after that. That's too bad. Sleep powder. It was sleep powder. It was a Vileplume. What do you think of Barnes? Do you get along with him all right? Claudia doesn't like Barnes, so Clefable tries not to have much to do with him. But she doesn't think Barnes is a bad person. After all, she says Barnes ran to help Turner when he got hurt. Clefable saw Barnes going upstairs to help Turner? Yeah, it's gotta. Clefable, what else can you tell us? So that clears Barnes. Clefable was dozing near the front door this morning when Barnes got home from doing stuff outside. She woke up and greeted him at the door. Then Clefable and Barnes heard Turner cry out on the second floor, and so they both went running upstairs. All right, so there's no way that Barnes could have done it. That means when Turner was attacked, Barnes was still on the first floor. Okay. Begin deducing.
Okay.
All right, we've got some. Let's stop for a moment and get our thought. Based on everything we've heard, is there anything that suggests Barnes is innocent? We gather and see what we come up with. Okay, it's the fact that Clefable.
Okay.
And Growlithe said she woke up at exactly the same time. Barnes and the others only became aware of the crime after that. Doesn't that mean that Barnes couldn't be the culprit? Barnes was on the first floor when Turner was attacked. That would have made it very difficult for Barnes to steal the jewel. I'm not sure we can prove Barnes innocent with that alone. Yeah, we can't exactly disclose that testimony came from Pokemon. No one will believe us. Looks like we're gonna need other evidence to prove his innocence. I think we're gonna need some kind of to prove his innocence, but where should we look for it? Nothing immediately comes to mind. At times, try to investigate other leads we might find leads us back to it. The red Pokemon that is clearly involved in this. Look for that Pokemon in Rhyme City. All right, so we got to find a red Pokemon in Rhyme City. It makes sense to think that, but no such human was seen. But having said that, though, we might be learning if we can find the red Pokemon. All right, so we got to find the red Pokemon. Pretty unlikely that Barnes is the culprit, but then why did Ducklet leave from the second floor? Seems unlikely that it's got nothing to do with the jewel thief. Would be the quickest way to confirm that. All right, so we got to head into the city and find Ducklet as well.
Okay.
You're unsure, why don't we try following Ducklet? I think we have a better lead to go on for that than the red Pokemon. Probably went to search. Let's not waste any time, Tim. All right, let's bounce. So we're going to the Hi Hat Cafe. You mean you won't help me? I understand how you feel, man, but we're in the middle of an investigation right now. Yes, but what should I do? Looks like the woman has a problem. Sure does. I doubt it has anything to do with our case, but it's hard not to want to help someone who's in trouble. That's the spirit, Tim. If we see a person or a Pokemon with a problem, let's do what we can to help. That's what makes us the great city's detective. But we do need to prioritize our current case. This is something we can help with when we have time. Right. First, let's hear what she has to say. Good idea. May request your help solving their problems. These people in Pokemon have a blue speech bubble. If you see them, try to talk. Local concerns that you agreed to help with are added to a list. Cool. Excuse me, may I ask what's wrong? My Lillipup's gone missing. Oh no, what happened? We were taking a walk together in Serenity Park. I guess the Lillipup must have been having too much fun. He got worked up. He took off like a rocket. I've been searching all over for him and now I'm exhausted. The police officer won't look into it for me either. I don't know what to do. We can't just ignore this. That's right. Helping Pokemon is a detective's job and finding lost Pokemon even more so. We'd like to help you, ma'am. We're detectives, so we're pretty good at looking for lost Pokemon and people and Pokemon. You still can't find your dad though. Can you think of anywhere your Lillipup might have gone? Well, I've already searched the park pretty thoroughly, but I haven't looked for him in the city yet. Oh, also my Lillipup likes quiet places, but I'm not sure there are any places like that around here. I think that's good enough information for us to go on. Please wait while we search. I'm so sorry to add to your workload when you already look so busy, but thank you. I hope you find my sweet Lillipup. If we see a Lillipup during our investigation, we should talk to it. All right, let's see. All right, that is all the time we have for today. I think we're going to continue this throughout this week. I'm really enjoying this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying me playing it. As always, please hit like to the stream. It helps so much. And if you don't mind giving me a sub, that would be fantastic. As always, guys, thank you, and I will see you all next time.